Mr. Wives Season 19, Episode 23, and this is not a recap. This is more of an invitation and an opening for us to all talk about grief and talk about a few of the things in this episode that I thought were really important to hear. Proceeds from this video will be donated to the Coconino Animal Humane Society, as well as a donation that I will make to match the proceeds from this video. If this video is too much to handle right now, that's absolutely fine. The episode absolutely wrecked me. 100% it brought up a lot of stuff from my past, which we'll talk about a little of that in a minute. So if this is going to be too much for you today, or it's just not where you're at, please feel free to scroll. However, this is about the passing of Janelle and Kody's son, Garrison, on March 5th, 2024.
There's few moments in your life that I feel like alter your brain chemistry. And I definitely feel like calling siblings that a sibling had died definitely alters your brain chemistry.
The only clips I wanted to include did capture the reality of grief and what that is like. It is a very strange time. You have to call people, and I know when my brother called me about my dad, I did not believe him, and he had to explain it to me for 5 minutes. Or when I had to call my brother because our brother had passed. It's a very strange time in your life, and you're walking through this fog where your world has just crumbled, but you got to go buy a pantsuit to wear. And you're walking through these places and no one knows what's going on, and they're all so happy, and your world has just shattered. It's an experience I wouldn't wish on anybody. Another portion that I wanted to include is the reality of substances when they come into this situation, and it almost never fails when I explain what happened to my brother and how things happened. They often ask, well, didn't you get him help? Didn't you provide him resources? Of course we did.
I don't know what happened. He was never a drinking kid. He didn't like it, didn't like the taste of it, and he started to drink during COVID. And something happened in this last year, and it really just got him. And we had offered him all the love, all the support, all the help, all the resources. It wasn't that he didn't have those things. Like, I don't know. I don't know what happened this night he did that. Because he's had other nights like this where he would drink and then pass out, and he would go kind of radio silent, but he'd be back in the morning, I don't know. I don't know what happened this time.
Later on in the episode, Janelle did say something that was very healthy, and she said, I know that I did everything that I could do. Now, obviously, that's not a sentiment that everybody in the family, and you know who I'm talking about, is going to have. However, we'll tell you on a personal note, I blame my parents for what happened, my stepmom and my dad, for some very, very good reasons, considering what my brother passed away from was something that they were purchasing for him. They were buying him homes to do it in. All of this stuff. It was really, really obviously a problem. But I said that once because she was saying horrible things to me. And that is a regret that I will take to my deathbed. Because no matter how horrible they were, no matter what they were going to say, I'm not them. And I don't want to be the kind of person who says things like that. Am I angry with them? Yes. Am I frustrated with them? Yes. But the guilt that my stepmother has to live with is far harsher than anything I could ever say.
I've got to do something different because I could have had more time with him, and I thought there would be more time.
I think that's one of the most dangerous thoughts that anyone has, regardless of who they are, is there will always be more time. There are no guarantees in this world. There will not always be more time. And very, very frankly, if you think that, it's almost like the universe is like, I'm going to make sure you regret that, because Kody actually did say that in an episode that I covered probably about 2 years ago. And that was my response to it, is you don't get to count on time like that. Now, guilt and grief are often synonymous, especially in a situation like this, and it's something that you have to work through. It's painful, and with narcissistic parents, you really don't know which way it's going to go. But outside of all of that, grief is very lonely. Grief is very, very hard. I used to feel very alone in a lot of the things that I went through because I had this family and all these things were going on, and it was so hard. And God, I hope no one else is going through this. But when I started this, I realized that there are millions of people out there that are going through similar things, just trying to survive, working their hardest to get past these events in their lives, and just trying to live. And for that, I am so proud of you. Plus, there's a quote that has actually helped me with my brother's grieving and with some other things, random Billy Bob Thornton entrance.
Yeah, I've never been the same since my brother died. There's a melancholy in me that never goes away. I'm 50% happy and 50% sad at any given moment. And the only advice I can give people for when you lose someone like that is you won't ever get over it. And the more you know that and embrace it, the better off you are. I don't want to forget my brother, and I don't want to forget what it felt like when he died, because he deserves it. That's how important he was to me. So if I have to suffer, and if I have to be sad for the rest of my life, and if I have to be lonely without him, without his particular thing, his sense of humor and what he brought to life, then that's the way I honor him. You know, I'll be sad and melancholy about that forever, and I know it, and I accept it, and I live with it.
Obviously, therapy and working through your grief and stuff like that, but there is a pain that just never goes away. You know, if I still walked into those family parties, which I don't, but hearing someone yell, Flea Duke, because my nickname was given by my brother, Flea Dookie, because I'm a little shit. God, I miss him. My heart goes out so deeply to the Brown family and everything that they're having to experience right now, because it is not easy. It takes years, and not everyone understands. So today, I'm asking you not to go back in contact with no contact family members. You did that for a reason. Remember that. But that person you've been meaning to call them today. Just chit chat and shoot the breeze. The one that you wanted to apologize to, apologize. It's not going to hurt you any. It might hurt your pride, but what's pride when you're talking about stuff that's this important? Just go out and be the best version of yourself today.
What do we do? Where do we turn? To the stars, Bowen. To the stars.
I know there's a question y'all are waiting for, and that's whether you should watch it or not. And believe it or not, I actually think TLC did a pretty good job with this, and I would encourage you to watch it. However, there are creators on here who have posted the whole episode who I'm sure are donating all those proceeds to charity. To the stars, and my deepest sympathy goes out to the Brown family. My heart is so with you, and I'm so sorry for your loss. Rest in peace, Garrison. You were loved by a lot of people.